My name is Andrew Doyle. I'm a comedian performing at this year's Edinburgh Festival Fringe. I'm joined by Mike Ward, who is a star of the Canadian comedy circuit. There's much discussion at the moment about the politics of offence. Mike Ward is very much on the front line of this debate after one of his jokes landed him in court. The Quebec Human Rights Tribunal has now fined Mike $42,000 for a joke that he told about a disabled boy, and in response Mike has written a show which he's performing here at the Edinburgh Fringe. So what was the joke exactly? So just so that people watching this will know.
It was a joke. It was a little kid who became famous. He was a dying boy that had sang for the Pope, and he was front page news in Canada for like months and months and months. Came out with an album, front page news, and then like a couple of years go by, he comes out with a book, and the joke was, why isn't he dead yet? Like, he was supposed to die. And I go through this big long rant about how he stole a wish and he's unkillable and he can't die. And the family never heard about it because it was in my show. I never did that joke on TV. But I did an interview and the journalist started talking to me about that bit, and that's how the family heard about it.
Right.
And then they called the human rights people, who right away sent a letter saying, you did a joke that wasn't right, you have to pay this amount. And we went to court to fight it, but we lost. And I think I'm going to win the appeal. I hope I'm going to win the appeal. And if I don't, I'm going to go to the Supreme Court. And if I lose that, I'll just move to Syria or Saudi Arabia or some other country that respects free speech as much as Canada does.
Is there anything that you won't joke about?
There's tons of things I wouldn't joke about, but not because I find them offensive. Like, if I think of something that I think is funny, I try it. If the audience laughs, I keep doing it. I have to find it funny and the audience has to laugh. If I do a joke and no one laughs, I'll try it and then it'll just, die. I think you have to be allowed to take risks. And like, especially during open mic nights, like, you should be allowed to go pretty much everywhere, and if it doesn't work, then you don't do it again. But you have to be allowed to try. What's weird is they say I discriminated a little boy by treating him exactly like I'd treat anyone else. So what I did actually is the opposite of discrimination. Discrimination for someone that's disabled is going, oh, I should make fun of him or her, they're weaker than I am.
What's the best hate mail you've had?
The thing I find the funniest is people writing me that you should make fun of someone dying, and then 2 seconds later they're like, I hope you die. If you have kids, I hope they die. So I'm like, okay. So me making a joke about a little boy that didn't die, these people were like, the way to get our revenge is to threaten that we're actually gonna kill Mike Ward, which is weird. Like, if you're against fake murder in a joke, why are you for real murder in real life?
Do you have any thoughts on the idea of hate speech and what that means?
Like, hate speech is horrible, but I don't think it should be illegal. Right. The thing I like, and this is gonna sound weird, the thing I like about hate speech is it lets you see where the bad people are. I'm against racism, but if you don't let racist people say racist things, you don't know who's racist. If you let them scream their hateful, stupid things, you're like, okay, that guy's a fucking nut job. We gotta worry about that guy. Don't incite violence, but apart from that, I'm for total freedom of speech.
Is there anything that you think we as comics could be doing to combat this censorious trend?
I think just keep on doing what you're doing. If we start changing how we write, then they win. You should change the way you write. If you see that when you're doing shows it's not working, but if it's working, that means your audience likes it, so you should keep on doing it and not listen to people that wouldn't pay to see you anyway. It's almost like terrorism. They're the comedy terrorists. So if you keep doing what you're doing, they have no power.
Thanks very much, Mike. You can see Mike headlining at Spike's Free Speech Now night at the Stand Comedy Club on the 15th of August at 10 p.m.